They kept calling. Again. And again. And again. No matter how many times I explained that I didn't even have their service anymore, the calls just wouldn't stop. But here's the thing, when people push you far enough, eventually you stop being polite. And you start getting creative. By the time I was done with them, they had wasted hours of manpower, burned through tech support resources, and begged me to stop wasting their time. Oh, the irony. If you've ever been hounded by telemarketers, spam calls, or a company that just wouldn't take no for an answer, you're going to love this story. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in, because this is one of the most petty yet satisfying acts of revenge you'll hear all week. For years, my old television sat in the corner of our living room, one of those boxy, outdated models that still needed a cable connection to work. It wasn't anything special, but it did the job. Then one day it finally gave up. A black screen, no sound. I took it as a sign from the universe to upgrade. So I did shiny new smart TV, streaming apps galore. And pretty soon I noticed something interesting. Nobody in my family was watching regular TV anymore. Not once. We streamed movies, shows, sports. Everything was online now. Which left me staring at that monthly TV subscription fee on my bill and thinking, why on earth am I still paying for this? Simple, right? Just cancel it. Well, not so fast. You see, my TV subscription wasn't just a separate plan. It was bundled into this custom package I had with my phone and internet service. And canceling it, apparently that was akin to launching a rocket into space. Called, waited on hold, got transferred, waited again. It took multiple conversations with a so-called relationship manager before we finally landed on a solution. They'd convert the TV part of my plan into a prepaid connection. Once that was done, I could simply stop recharging and voila, no more TV service. It was tedious, but I was relieved. They even sent someone to collect the old set-top box. I remember closing the door behind the technician, feeling like a weight had been lifted. No more fees. No more useless channels. No more pointless connection. Or so I thought. Started with a single call a few weeks later. Hello sir, we noticed you haven't recharged your TV plan. Can we help you with a top-up? I explained patiently that I no longer had the service. They thanked me and hung up. 2 days later, another call. Different voice, same script. Then another. And another. And another. First I tried being polite. Then I tried being firm. Then I tried explaining in excruciating detail the cancellation process, the prepaid switch, the set-top box return, everything. It didn't matter. The calls would not stop. I did some digging and discovered what was happening. The company had outsourced their customer retention calls to third-party call centers. These people weren't looking at real-time data. They were working off printed lists from the start of the month. Which meant, as far as they were concerned, I was just another lapsed customer who needed a recharge reminder. It was infuriating. I felt powerless, trapped in this absurd cycle where I had to keep proving that I didn't owe them anything. And then, one night after yet another spam call interrupted dinner, something in me snapped. All right, I thought. If they insist on wasting my time, I'll make sure it's mutual. The next time one of those call center agents rang, I changed my approach. Oh, thank goodness you called, I said, sounding stressed and frustrated. I've been trying to get support. My set-top box just won't connect to the TV. I've rebooted it a dozen times. It's completely dead. They scrambled, promised to escalate the issue. A few hours later, my phone rang again, this time from a field technician. When he arrived, I offered him a cold drink and told him the truth. I don't actually have the service anymore, but your company wouldn't stop calling me. So, here we are. He laughed hard. Then he leaned in and whispered, honestly, keep doing this. They'll figure it out eventually. And so I did. Call after call, I repeated the same story. Oh, the set-top box still isn't connecting. Yes, I tried unplugging it. No, the signal light isn't blinking. Every time someone believed me, I'd get another visit from a technician, sometimes within hours. And every time I'd greet them warmly, offer a drink, and explain the situation. Most of them found it hilarious. I've been sent to fix a service you don't even have. one technician said, shaking his head. What a waste of company time. By the fourth visit, I started to feel a strange sense of satisfaction. The tables had turned. They were wasting their time now. They were burning their resources. They were feeling the frustration they'd been inflicting on me for weeks. Visits, 8 technicians, 8 wasted trips. And finally the message started getting through. Then one afternoon I got a very different kind of call. "Hello, sir," the voice said, sharper, more serious than the usual telemarketer tone. "I'm the regional support supervisor. Could you explain why we've had 8 consecutive service requests for a set-top box you no longer own?" Smiled. I'd been waiting for this. I calmly explained the situation. The endless calls, the outsourcing, the outdated database. Then I told him about my little experiment. And, just for good measure, I emailed him recordings of the calls to prove it. Silence on the other end. Then a long, irritated sigh. "I see," he muttered. "We'll make sure this doesn't happen again." And just like that, the calls stopped. No more daily harassment. No more pushy sales pitches. No more interruptions during dinner. Occasionally, maybe once every couple of weeks, I'll get a stray call from some uninformed agent. When that happens, I pull out my well-rehearsed script. And if they're foolish enough to escalate it to tech support, they get a lovely little note added to my customer profile. "Do not contact this gentleman. Ever." It's funny. In the end, all I ever wanted was to be left alone. But the only language these companies seem to understand is wasted resources. I didn't scream. I didn't threaten. I didn't even get angry. I simply used their own broken system against them, and in doing so, taught them a lesson they won't forget. Sometimes, justice doesn't come in the form of revenge. Sometimes it's just the sound of a phone that doesn't ring. If that story gave you even half as much satisfaction as it gave me, smash that like button. And tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest, yet most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And of course, don't forget to subscribe. We share new stories like this every week. And trust me, the next one is even juicier.